And we are live with the Quarantine Quasar Podcast. My name is Zainul D. Mohammed Abdulmanam, and I'm here with my lovely guest today, August Crane. Would you
You
like to say
actually went with
something?
that name of it?
I mean, shut the fuck up. It sounds good. Alright, off to a bad start. Off to a
Ooh,
bad start.
PG-13!
Shut up. It's good. It's good. It's family friendly. Alright, I'll just put a bleep noise over it. Point is, we're doing it. This is legit. This is legitimate. So you can't stop
You
me.
already started it.
Yeah, it's too late now. We're already 40 seconds in. 40 seconds of my life I could have used doing anything else. Jesus, I can't breathe.
At 12:30 at night.
That's the point. We're doing a midnight podcast. We didn't really think much of this through, but our general plan is to discuss that of the quarantine going on right now, as prolonged by the title, Quarantine Quasar.
Are you even naming it?
Quarantine Quasar. It's a cool name, dude.
No, I meant, what are you naming the episode?
Episode 1.
Just that. No
Quarantine
title or anything.
Quasar. Episode 1. W/August Crane. I don't know. Screw me if I know, dude. I don't know. Point is, we're gonna just have a friendly chat, Got lots of things on our minds, trapped with ourselves and our thoughts. Might as well put it out into digital format for everybody to listen to and gag over, So, well,
Yeah,
I guess
the
to start
two
things off,
people
how
that are
are
actually gonna watch it.
you watch your
I don't know.
mouth? You watch it. Alright, I guess just to start off, how is quarantine going on personally with you, right?
What do you
How's-
think?
I mean, I can assume a few things, but
Not as gay as you.
you're making it hard for me.
He
This
wants
is
to
why
double
this isn't
penetrate me if
live.
he can. Are you gonna edit that out?
Yeah. I was like, we got a guest speaker, don't we?
Project Winner?
Yeah, Project Winner, Black Mouse for like $10 and
Well, you haven't been on your
I
computer
remember
because of
that.
finals, retard.
Okay. Well,
I
I
guess
guess
you
that's
can catch me saying retard in that one too, huh?
there's a sample of what August Crane's quarantine has been like recently. So that's nice to
Literally
hear.
just
You've
upon
got a
you.
you've got a good bond with your biological sibling. You're not killing each other. That's sweet. That's really sweet.
Not yet. You
Uh,
gotta save it till the Chinese New Year Battle Royale.
There's a battle royale.
The Chinese New Year's. Yeah.
Sweet.
Happens every year. Get the top Asians,
God. One man
top Asians in
stand.
the nation and send them up against each other.
Yeah. What has our society evolved to? Alright, well, anyway.
Asians.
I guess, personally, the quarantine has left me with a lot of stuff to do with my father, specifically when it comes to work, his business, and, moving boxes. So, it's the sum of it. As a matter of fact, just today, the second I woke up, we were just going straight at the storage unit. We were just moving stuff
Still?
out. Yeah, like,
How much is left in
okay,
there?
okay,
What the
okay.
fuck?
It's now officially empty, but we had to like spiff up the place, right? So that like
Spiff up?
when we give the keys back to the guy who owns the place, they're not like, oh, okay, just take some of the money out of his deposit to like, I don't know, sweep around the building or like fix the doorknobs. They are fixed now because we had to go and buy new ones, but that's
What y'all
that
do
kind
to
of
the
stuff.
doorknobs?
Nothing was wrong with the doorknobs. I can't really tell you what was wrong with the doorknobs. All I can assume is that something inside the mechanism was wrong. I don't know. The point is, a
So
lot
there
of
was
work.
something actually wrong with them.
Yes, but we didn't personally do anything to him. Like, my dad said that he had never opened that top lock, and it was just not working for some reason. Like, only today did we test it, and we realized it wasn't working. And it was like, oh, shoot. Like, I
Yeah,
guess it
because
came
if
like
they,
that.
because if they find the problem with it, they'd probably be like, "Oh, he broke it. He has to pay for it."
Yeah. And the thing is, my dad put in a deposit before he started renting it out, right? So, like, if anything's wrong with it, they would just take money out of the deposit to, like, get back at what they need to fix. So, and we didn't want
Yeah.
them to take out of the deposit, so.
You literally fixed it yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we ended up spending probably just about as much as they would have anyway.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say, you probably got off cheaper by doing it yourselves, because
yeah, that's
God
what
knows
it
how
is.
much they would have charged.
Yeah, because we just bought new locks and it was like $52, but it's probably better than how much they would have done it for, because they would have been like, oh, we had to drive to Home Depot, that's another $5 for gas. Then we had to
Well,
walk
they would have
into
just
the Home
charged you
Depot.
flat out for the damage, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
charged you for what they actually needed to put in for.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, anyway.
Because I think there's a flat out rate for just damaging stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, anyway, that's the general gist of it. We've just been doing a lot of work, but I mean, it's finally done. We finished today. I think that was the brunt of it, so now I've got nothing but free time.
Finally, you've been in there for months.
Actually, 13 days to be exact. Every day. Okay. I'll explain. I'll give you the rundown. So my dad had this warehouse, right? And like his business basically requires that he store a lot of crap. And like he put a shit ton of stuff in this warehouse. Business is in large quotes, alright? The point is, he sells a lot of stuff on eBay.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, like,
people make living like that all the time, though. It works well.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's not the only one. I'm sure there's others like him on eBay. Like, the gist of his job is that he gets stuff on auctions and then he sells on eBay. And quite honestly, it's profitable. So,
no, it's very profitable.
yeah. Point is, though, a lot of the stuff that he either doesn't post right away or doesn't sell or is not selling much, he has to store. And so we have a lot of ink boxes, like ink cartridges for like printers, and like cassette tapes and like old stuff.
I mean, got any 65? Take it.
Yeah. I got a lot of cassette tapes in my room now, actually, but the point is, he was storing a lot of stuff at this warehouse, and the lease on his warehouse ended, like, this month. Like, actually, today, it ended. And, we had to clean everything out, right? And he knew about this for, like, probably a month, I'd say. And we only pushed it off to, like, the very end of the month, and then we really started hammering it. So we rented this, this freaking storage unit, like this really tiny-ass storage unit, across the street from the warehouse. And the gist of it was, we would just go there every day for like 2 or 3 hours and just move things across the bloody street. And just
2 or 3 hours. They were there till like 12 p.m.
Okay, we would go like several shifts. So like one before we broke our fast, and then like one after, because like we didn't want to push ourselves too much. And like we would just walk stuff across the street and like just tire ourselves out just moving stuff into this storage unit. And I was so bored, I took pictures and like I decided to get a compilation. So now we got a 13-day like compilation of day 1, day 2, day 3 of putting stuff into the storage unit, and you get to just slowly watch it fill up with crap. And it's kind of cool to watch, actually. I skimmed through the photos and it just fills up quick. Like, we started hunking things in there. So
if only you could have set a camera and done like a time lapse.
Oh yeah, honestly, only until like the very last day did I realize I should have been doing all of them in landscape mode instead of portrait, like a retard. just like, wow, that looks a lot better.
That's another
I
one
wish
we
I
have
had
to cut
known.
out.
Yeah, it's just a bleep noise, you know. Nobody will notice.
Who's gonna know?
Honestly, I'm just lazy. Nobody's gonna fucking watch this. Post it on Instagram. Yo, go watch my podcast. 2 views. Sweet. I'm so happy about this.
I mean, fine. Do it for fun.
Yeah, this is honestly just for fun more than anything. We're 10 minutes in. Like, I'm having an okay time. I'm talking about this
Really?
story.
We're only in... I thought we were like 2 minutes in.
I'm lonely.
Hey, this is flying by fast. That's hell, too.
Yeah, man. Time sells itself, you know? You gotta just...
Are you going into paradoxes now?
Get it. No. But,
Do we want to?
this is my podcast, and I will talk about whatever I please. I watched Django today. You know that
Wait,
Netflix?
it's that one really racist movie, right? Like cowboy movie.
Okay, just because it has slavery doesn't make it inherently racist. Yes, it was very racist,
No.
but you can't just
Well,
assume
yeah.
that. You can't just
I've seen
assume
it. I've
that.
seen it. What do you mean? I can say it's racist because I've seen it. I mean, it is inherently racist, but for the time period, it's very accurate. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly, I was just like, wow, this is actually really accurate for the time period, especially considering, like, we just took, like, a push. Like, I was like, oh, wow, it was actually like that. This kind of sucks.
Speaking of A-Push, have you actually attended any of the meetings online?
Okay, so here's the gist. I woke up at, like, 12 today, and the meeting started at 12. And I was just like, we gotta leave for the storage unit. Uh-oh. We didn't actually have to leave at that second for the storage unit, but yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do the I didn't want to do the meeting. So
I didn't do the meeting. I haven't attended the last 4 meetings because, like,
yeah,
I haven't just been up for it.
yeah, cause like the meetings I think are important, but I just have such a hard time focusing. First 2 meetings,
Especially because it's really early in the morning. Well, it's
yeah,
not even early in
honestly.
the morning. It's just not like...
It's quarantine, dude. We're all waking up at 12. Like, what the fuck? Legit, I
No,
actually
it's at 11. It's at
for
11.
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. For 11. So, but for my statistics one, I literally slept through it, like the whole thing, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, it's done. Like, these teachers, like they even still pushing it back to like 10. That's not enough for us. So we've been waking up late as hell. So I don't know, and I just have a hard time
Do you
focusing.
know when the exam is, actually?
Like 15 days. 15 days.
In 15 minutes? Wait,
Yeah.
days, my bad.
Quick, get on the computer. No, like,
Yeah.
it's, I think May 15th, May 16th, something like that. So,
Oh.
yeah, it's
Have
soon.
you done any of the review online?
No. I feel
Cool,
bad
me
to say that.
neither.
I want to be responsible, but we had so much.
I literally just looked at Mosier's thing, and it said, make sure to do this by Thursday morning. I looked at it, and I was like, wait, it's already... It's Thursday, and it's 10 p.m. I think I'm
It's like,
missing something.
hey! It's like, I'm good at
He's
reading
like,
the
make sure to
calendar.
do this before the morning, as I'm reading it
It's like, yeah, it's like,
during the meeting.
okay, well, let's do it. Dude, legit. Actually, okay. So, on one of the team meetings, I think this was either last week or just this Tuesday, he was like, hey, you guys should really finish these DBRQs or whatever they're called, you know, and like the example ones that you and Tegan did, right? And I was like, I can't join you guys, right? I'm like helping my dad with something. Those were the ones that he was like, hey, you guys should finish those. And he opened the AP Classroom application, and she showed basically in the video who had and who had not done it. And because of my last name, I'm at
did
the
I
very...
do it?
I think you did, yeah. But my last name makes it so that my my name is at the very top. And it's just like everyone below me is like finished. It's like mine. It's like no attempt. It's just like I was just like you gotta put that on there, man. Like,
Dude,
got me like that.
I didn't know he even gave us... He told us to do this work, but I don't have notifications on for Team because I don't want it, because teachers are spamming the hell out of it.
Yeah, understandable.
So, I finally, I was like, did I actually have any work? I saw no notifications earlier this week, so I was like, oh, well, I didn't. Nope. Apparently, he said, make sure to do this practice by Thursday, and I was like, oh. He said it's like, you must do it, and I was like, oh, I haven't done it.
Too late. Yep. I mean, but honestly, I genuinely like his class. Like, I really liked his class in school, but it's just so hard to pay attention. And like,
he's a fun teacher, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. It's just, it's an online class.
yeah, like
I
it's
don't
not the
care about
teacher,
an
it's not
online
the
class.
class, it's just the fact that it's online. Like, I
and
love the
that I know
class.
I have the
love the
freedom
teacher.
to do whatever.
Yeah, and like the chains have been broken. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to study. I should want to. I should want to be prepared, but I just don't have the motivation. I don't want to make it. I don't want to phrase it so that I sound like a lazy bum. But that's basically it. Like, I'm getting the work done on my own. I'm gonna study. I know that. When the crunch time hits, I am gonna be ready. But it's just so hard, like, to persist, like, consistently stay focused, like, to day, get on, listen to his classes, take the notes, like, follow along in the book.
Especially since we aren't even learning anything more. It's
It's just review. Yeah. So a lot of it
It's not
honestly
even, like-
I have like just suppressed and forgotten about already though, so that I should keep that in mind as well. But
Well, it's also the fact, like, it's that ass. It's online. They say they aren't gonna allow us to cheat, but
yeah, honestly,
you know,
well, no,
for
the thing
someone who
is,
has
like,
a laptop, 3 monitors,
as far as
and a
quote
phone.
unquote cheating goes, I mean, they've kind of already allowed it technically. Like, the whole, like, you can use your notes. It's open notes. It's open website. Like, you could literally
Like,
look
they
up
made
the
the
stuff.
thing where it's like a lock. I think it's like a lockdown.
Yeah, they're using
browser,
a lockdown application, so I don't think you can
You
look
can't
stuff
like
up.
switch out.
But
But that's the thing. People have phones.
yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, or even laptops. Like,
So-
some people will just have it sitting right
Mm.
next to them.
Like for me, I've built this gaming
Excuse me.
rig for like years, so
Yeah.
I have that, and then I had a.
Yeah,
fucking
I've seen that in
money to buy a
streams. Like, I've
laptop from all
seen like the several monitors you've got on there. So
Well, yeah. One of them. Well, I only currently have two because I say it's a monitor. It's a drawing tablet.
oh, okay.
So whether you count that as a monitor or not, but
I mean,
they
I
can
would.
use this one.
It's pretty cool actually. I have a drawing
So,
tablet
like,
myself.
If they do a lockdown one, sure.
Hmm.
But I have a phone, so I can still look stuff
It's like,
up. And
bruh,
argue it.
I've got the phone right here. I
So
remember
what
at the
you're gonna
beginning.
do about that? I don't really know.
I remember when there was rumors going around that they were gonna use like the webcams and like watch everybody take the test. It's like,
Well, I was gonna say,
try me. It's like,
just take the
I
webcam.
don't have a webcam. Whoopsie. It's like sitting on the floor.
Yeah, wait, my monitor doesn't have a webcam.
Yeah, like,
Or,
what
like,
are they supposed to do
as-
about the kids that don't have a webcam? Or like, it's just ridiculous. I don't know. But
And tape up and just
like, literally just
unplug my microphone. Now you literally can't hear me or see
just
me.
blur it out. Like there's a focus setting on my webcam where you like twist it one way to focus it. I can just twist it the other way and just put it out of focus, and it's just blurred the whole time. You couldn't even tell if I was pulling out my phone or if I was just not taking the test. Like, it's kind of funny to think about it, but I mean, that's what they were gonna do.
I don't-
So
I know colleges are gonna like change standards for.
yeah.
I know some colleges already have for like people in our grade change standards. For,
Mhm.
like, there's this one college like accepting people with like a 2. They lowered their standards to be like a 2.5 or no, it's a 3.0 GPA. Which, no offense, but it's not that hard to get.
Yeah, 3.0. Yeah, like Beta Club was like, and like was requiring that 3.5 GPA. I was like, why is it hard to
No.
get?
It was either 3.0 or 2.5.
Yeah, it
one
was
of the two. I
like
think
low or something. And
I'm
there's like
thinking it was
other
2.5.
there's other like
because they
clubs and
lowered their
stuff where
standard.
it's like the elites of like knowledge and stuff, and it's like minimum 3.5 GPA. I'm like, that's not hard to get. It's like, I don't
Like-
want to sound like an a-hole, but I've never dipped below a 3.5 GPA in my life.
And say, so me studying my ass off all these years don't matter at all.
Yeah, it's like, bruh, if
Me keeping a
3.5
3.9 doesn't matter.
Honestly though, like
Fuck
all
me,
the
I
way up
guess.
to like middle school, I was getting straight A's, like dead ass. Like, not because I'm smart, but because
Well-
my dad would just make me study. But I mean, but still, like,
In high school, even in high school, this is gonna
Yeah.
sound bad and make me sound egotistical. I get straight A's if I try.
if I try, Honestly, I have so many
No.
friends that say the same thing though. Like I understand.
Because, like, the classes I'm taking, yeah, sure, it's like AP or like college, but like, I don't actually study for any class, but I still get like straight A's in the classes,
Yeah, like I know a
except for
lot
A
of
push.
people like
I have a
that.
92 in A push.
Yeah.
So, like, sure, I'll be taking like the AP courses and stuff, but without even studying, I still do pretty well.
Yeah, like there's just some people that like naturally like either they comprehend the stuff and so it's just easy to remember later on like during a test like oh it's just this answer or oh it's just like I can answer this really easily. And then there's other people that have to like cram the knowledge and like memorize every little thing and then they still make like a B plus or like a C.
Well, I guess it is studying actually, because
Yeah.
I don't
Not study.
most of the time from teachers, I don't understand how they do it.
Oh, like,
Like,
they're not good at teaching.
Like Mr. Boutte, for example, the way he
Oh,
teaches it,
okay.
it will confuse me. The way Mr. Boutte will teach it will confuse the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie though, I actually
but then I
panic
actually
attacks
learned it
in his
myself.
class. Like it was that bad. I had at one point I remember crying in his class.
It's stressful. It's a stressful class.
And that was my freshman year too. Like I mean, I especially am just an emotional ass kid, but I mean, I broke down. Like he was not good at teaching.
But like the thing is, like his class, every time he teach it, I wouldn't really comprehend it.
Yeah.
So I literally had to just look at an equation and just test out and try and figure out my own way to do it.
It's like, well, I
dear
guess we'll try
God,
this.
he couldn't help me.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I really learned myself how to do it.
Yeah, like
Because
you're either
I
self-taught.
couldn't figure it out from him.
A lot of the best students in his class are the ones that would literally just go home and like either get on Khan Academy and study for several hours, or were just naturally gifted. Yeah.
Yeah.
At like
Because
math.
like
Other than that,
it's
they
either
just suck.
study your ass off completely in his class,
And it was
or
his,
just fail.
yeah, like it was his whole class that made me think that I was just a stupid kid. Like I was just bad at math. And then I got Miss Swenson's class the next year, and I was like, wow, this is how teaching should actually work. And I'm kind of
Although
disappointed
she's
that she
a little
retired.
too harsh.
Did you have her? Yeah.
No, but she's made classes of people cry.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I did hear she
Which I
was a
feel
bit
like-
like just kind of rude to some students, or like.
Yeah,
I think
'cause
she was definitely the
she's
kind of
yelled-
teacher that would like pick favorites. Like, she would treat other
No,
students like
most
differently.
definitely.
Yeah, like
The problem with
like,
her is
not even grade wise,
she
just
did
like
not hold
personality
She
wise.
literally like straight up yelled at kids for like 5 to 10 minutes at a time, and
Yeah.
made them feel like shit and made them cry, which is like, oh,
Yeah,
like you could literally not, just because she has her 10 years in. I think is it 5 or 10 years?
I think it was
Basically, where they can't be fired because they have that job security after teaching for like 10 years.
really, I didn't know about that. Huh.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's like if you teach for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, you're just like you're
Basically,
locked
it's
in like
really
until
hard to
you
get
want to
fired.
quit. Yeah.
Yeah, and also her husband was like some high figure at Nissan, so she didn't have to worry at all
Yeah, honestly, she could've
because
just
he
quit if she
made
wanted to.
enough money already.
Yeah, I don't know. It was I think for a lot of students with Miss Swenson, it was like either you love her or you hate her. Like, and honestly, I loved her. I loved her class. It was really it was easy for me honestly in that class to understand things. I was just like, wow, this, at least compared to Mr. Boutte, it was like godsend. So that I can think, but it was just that stark contrast between like, oh, this is how you teach, and this is how you
teacher's tenure, it takes 7 years. Sorry. Teacher's
7 years,
tenure, yeah.
Yeah.
It takes 7 years to do it.
Thank you,
Uh,
Mr. Fact Check. I'm sorry.
okay, the teacher's tenure is a policy that restricts the ability to fire teachers, requiring a just cause rationale for firing individuals. So basically, you really have to get a good enough reason to.
You have
you
to
can't
like
just fire them.
pedophile a kid to get.
Like, they have to like sell alcohol or something to a kid to actually
Yeah.
be fired, or like do something of the sorts. They can't just be fired for like the reason.
Is it awkward enough to bring this up that like there are teachers in the school have been like fired for those kind of reasons though?
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
our Spanish teachers were.
Really? Recently? Like this?
Dude,
Like,
yeah, it was last year. A
do tell.
teacher,
Do tell.
Spanish teacher.
I didn't hear about this.
I think last, but I know my. Yeah, I don't remember. Dude, we've had like 7 different Spanish teachers from last year to this year because the kids are so bad. They're making her quit.
Oh, yeah.
Not her, but the teachers quit.
Yeah, in my Spanish class, it's a fucking party, dude. Like, my 7th period, they just fucking, like legs up
I
on the
know kids
desks, leaving the class. Some kids would just
I
skip
know
the whole
kids
period
who've gone
altogether.
up to the teachers. I've seen kids go up to the teacher and be like, "Good luck," and genuinely mean it because they know she's gonna quit. Or
Yeah.
because
You've got that,
we
like,
mainly have
one
only
student
girls.
that's like, I'm gonna try and take this class seriously, but, and, like, even the goody two-shoe kids would be like, dude, I just can't take this class seriously, because, like, literally,
Well,
even if the teacher's trying, everybody around you is just fucking around. Like, it's
because
hard.
we literally went this whole year without a Spanish teacher, pretty much.
Yeah. Actually,
She
yeah.
got pregnant and dipped. She
Yeah.
got pregnant and dipped.
Yeah, Sanger Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my teacher.
She got pregnant and dipped out, and we've had like 4 new Spanish teachers, and they've all quit.
Yeah, like, the thing is, they, like, nobody in the class takes it seriously after the main teacher leaves. Like, because you're like, oh, well, either we're going to get a permanent sub, or if we don't, then we don't have to take it seriously. But, and I just want to say this because I think it's interesting, and I'm not going to say his name, but there was this one kid in the back of the class that was always the goody two-shoes, and no matter what, even if there was nothing on the board to do work, I swear I felt like he was taking out a Spanish textbook and still doing the work. And to this day, I
No,
can get
respect to
on.
that kid. He's actually.
What?
He's actually trying to do. He's probably going to. Because he's probably also trying to do it in college. Because why not?
I guess, but the thing is, I can get on the student like grading thing right now, and I still have a 100 in that class because they never took grades. If there was
No,
anything
not at all.
even somewhat serious that I could tell the teacher was like, okay, do this please, we're gonna take it up at the end of class, I would do it, but I wasn't gonna do it like seriously. I would just Google Translate everything on my phone. And not to be rude, that's just what everybody did, and the teacher didn't care. She was sitting right there watching everybody do it. But this kid would actually take out the textbook, look this shit up, and like actually do the work. And I was just like, okay, I mean, good for you, I guess.
We
But the thing is, that's
have we
fine.
Had a male Spanish teacher?
Huh?
Have we had a male Spanish?
I don't know. I don't really take none of that stuff. I know we had
I
a
don't
male
know.
sub, but
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a. Okay, that I keep saying her because I know we've only had, well, Spanish teachers that were girls. I don't think we've ever had a guy one.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a feminine profession. I don't know. I don't think I can't
Because I know
recall.
there's still guy Spanish teachers.
I know we had that
Just haven't-
that male Spanish sub for a long time, like that guy that's from like freaking I don't know African American country or something.
I was gonna say I don't think he actually spoke any Spanish.
Yeah, he never once. I think he was like Cobra ala atapala. I'm like, okay, just stop talking, cause like his accent, like okay, he told us he knew Spanish, right? And he clearly knew Spanish, and he would talk in Spanish. But his accent, man, like, it would get all the way in there. Like, I'm just like, I can't tell if you're speaking Spanish or English or fucking Zimbabwean. I don't know, dude. But, like,
Was it the Holland one? That
the guy that would
wasn't
always
the
tell
Holland teacher,
stories
was it?
about his, like, country, his, like, home country or something?
Yeah, he was the like tall black fellow.
Yes. I
Who's,
didn't want to...
Yeah,
I'm glad you said it, but I didn't want to point out his race until, like, it was, like,
Well,
out there.
it's nothing bad.
It's just that
really
social
sad.
thing that like I feel like
Yeah,
I keep getting
that's
pointed
true.
out for where it's like, oh the black guy, like you're not supposed to say
'cause it's
the
literally-
race even if that's their most
No.
defiant trait. Like
That is, I know you're not supposed to. Or, like people get mad about it. It's like
Yeah, like there's. I honestly,
I'm
I
sorry,
think
you want me to describe his hair,
like
his teeth,
the
his
bald
smile?
guy, the tall guy, the guy that always wore that brown coat.
Yeah,
Like there's a
tall
lot of
bald guy
things to
with white
remember, but
teeth.
if you just say the
Bald
guy
white.
that always looks like he's from Zimbabwe and like and he's got that thick accent, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that guy, I know." But
like if I,
but
I
if I
say
had to go through like
tall
all the
bald
steps.
guy with white teeth and glasses, people are gonna think Howie Mandel.
Exactly.
Fucking Howie Mandel isn't subbing for me.
If I just say tall black guy that's bald, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy." Like
Yeah,
but
because
if you
he's
have
literally
to
subbed everywhere for some reason.
but like if you avoid race when using a description, either
It makes it
people
so much harder to actually
yeah,
do stuff.
and then half the time if you do use the race, right? People like there's not everybody, right? Like only a select few people. I'm not pointing out the majority here, but some people will genuinely be offended that you like why do you got to say he's black? Why don't you just define his characteristics? I'm like, well, cuz it's basically just quicker. Like
It's his most defining trait.
yeah, like
That helps, because that helps, like, you got millions of races. That just helps you bring it down to, like, a chosen.
yeah. But honestly, his accent was so fucking thick. I couldn't tell what he was saying sometimes.
Wait, was it him or not?
What was him?
Was the sub the Holland dude?
Oh
The guy
yeah,
from
yeah.
Holland?
I think it was Holland.
Oh,
I don't remember
yeah.
the name of
He
the
said,
country.
He said I had good hair and then told me to go to hell. Because his belief in left-handed people.
Oh. Yeah, honestly, I always want to bring this up when we talk about this guy, but he had some radical ideologies. Like he would talk about him in class like it wasn't like it was a safe haven for his fucking group circle chat, but like
Yeah, I noticed that. He was, like, free about his opinions on things.
yeah.
But
Actually,
I personally don't think in a school setting he should tell a kid to go to hell.
Yeah, like, and honestly, that was one of our biggest, easiest ways of getting out of him teaching the class. We would just get him on about some shit from his home country, or like,
Yeah, because
hey,
you could.
what did you do 30
talk
years
about how
ago?
he met all bunch of NBA players and how he played.
Yes.
In the NBA. Whether that's true or not, I have no
He
idea.
was like, I bought a horse from this lady, and she was
he
hot, but I
talked
didn't
about
marry
meeting
her.
like LeBron James and stuff, and I'm like, whether that's true or not, I have no idea.
He's like, I taught one of the
We're
classes.
getting out of class.
Yeah, like honestly, we would just make him talk for like hours about this shit. But okay, I
mean,
want
he
to
was
bring this
happy
up.
about it, though.
I want to bring this up. One time, legit, he was talking about Israel or something, and like the religious wars going on over there. Fucking Jerusalem, Israel, but both of the places. Anyway, he was talking about like some of the and like Afghanistan as well. He was talking about some of the religious wars going on over there and like how we're intervening without while we shouldn't be, and stuff like that. And he was like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but the brunt of it was he said something pretty negligible about Arabs and Muslims in general, and they were like their ideology and their religion is stupid in general. I'm like, whoa. Like, I wasn't really paying attention at that point. I was just on my phone. But when I heard that, I was just like, "Hey, yo, what did you say?" And it was just like, I was like, "Wait, excuse me?" And it was like, "Yeah, the religion is dumb."
I know people are like, it's good to be open and stuff, but as a teacher, no.
Yeah, like
Not exactly.
I was like,
you aren't gonna bring your
but
ideology. You aren't gonna tell, like he said, you have nice hair. Too bad you're left-handed. You're going to hell. I'm like, I don't think you should be telling me I'm going to hell in the middle of class. Personally,
thank you for warning me, God. I'm Black Jesus. Actually, I'm cutting that out. I'm cutting that out.
Just thank you, Black Jesus, for
Thank you,
thank you,
Black
God, for sending
Jesus.
this man to tell me I'm going to hell
So,
for something I couldn't control. Thank you. It is not
God
something I can
for
control.
this warning to have blessed upon me at such a premature point. Now I know I can just basically do whatever I want in this life, as I know I will go to hell no matter what I do with my free time. It's just burns down a church. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, but
I've never understood that because, like, yeah, if you're automatically going to hell for being left-handed, then what's stopping you from
just
becoming
doing
sinner
whatever the fuck
already?
you want. Yeah. That's one of those things where I don't want to get into religion in this, right? Because we were supposed to be talking about the
we probably
quarantine, but
shouldn't.
no, we should.
Yeah.
But like, I
This
just
is
want to
too
bring this
far
up.
away from the quarantine.
It's too far away. Let's wrap it back to the quarantine thing. Yeah, the quarantine has I don't know. It's affected me in a lot of ways, but I think the biggest one is just like cross country. Yeah, I'd say cross country because we're not allowed to.
Because you literally have to run on your own now.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the biggest thing about this quarantine thing, because cross country is not a very social game, right? Like, it's not like, oh, you gotta, like soccer where you have to pass the ball to the other players, or you could do the whole thing by yourself, cross country, but the main thing keeping you going is the people that you're running with. Like it wasn't like the hours of silence while running that kept me going through cross country. It was the hours of like chatting with my friends while we're running, or just like talking about our strategies or what we're going to be doing for the next race that was keeping us running till the actual race. Like, but when when quarantine hit, like, we weren't allowed to see each other, like, legit. When before they actually dropped like a hard quarantine on us, I was still going to like the trailhead with a couple of other people from the class that would still run in groups, because that's our safety group. That's who we would talk with when we were running, or just who we're going to be running with. Like, because you can run by yourself, but it's not fun. Like, it's just not worth it. So, but now with this whole quarantine thing, it's just a lot of loss of motivation. So, but yeah. And we gotta get back on it too, because now that Ramadan started, I just haven't been running. So, and that's really gonna kick me in the ass.
That makes me miss IT. I miss Mr. Sutton. I miss that class, and because he's a great IT teacher.
Honestly,
he's teaching us college level stuff while still learning basics and standards. That's like a lot.
Man, I really
like,
gotta get back in his class next year.
It's like he teaches us the standards, right? But he also will gradually always build it up into college level.
Yeah, that's one thing about Mr. Sutton that I do miss. Like in any teacher, was just the fun, like, kind of laid back but kind of serious social aspect.
He's serious, but he's also laid back, which makes it so much better.
Yeah.
When
it's like a seesaw,
serious,
but like
he'll get serious.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know when to be relaxed in his class, and you know when to be serious in his class, and that's like the greatest part, because you know. Like, he's not gonna get mad at you like, oh, why are you talking in class right now? Like, he doesn't usually do that. For the most part, if we're all joking, we're all joking, and if we're all like chilled back in his class and we know what we're doing, like, we all know what's going on. Like, but yeah, like, I haven't been in his class for a year. Like, I skipped it this year so I could do cross country, but yeah, from what I remember, like, that was one of the best parts of his class. And I guess, is that one thing you miss about like school in general?
I just because if you actually took the class serious, it'd help you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember there was just like kids that sat in the back of the class on their phone.
Kids who actually wanted, he'd actually help the kids who wanted to actually pursue this as a career and wasn't just using it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you remember that like in our class, that one kid that sat on the right side of the class? Not George, but
are you talking about freshman or sophomore year?
I think it was sophomore year, and it was this guy on the far right, and he had long hair and it was curly, and I think he was a senior. And he never spoke a damn word in that class. But Mr. Sutton, like, of all people, even though he, like, I won't lie, he did mainly give our group attention. And you could tell we were a group. Like, we all sat next to each other. We were always talking in his class. Like, he gave us a lot of attention, but he would still give that kid attention. Like, he would still be like, hey, what do you think the answer to this is? Or, like, you need help with this? Yeah, like, and that was one of the greatest things to watch.
Talk to him in private too, and actually like help him out and stuff.
Yeah, because you could tell that kid was taking the class seriously. He wasn't like the other kids at the back of the class that wouldn't pay attention, or just played on their phone the whole time. Like, he was paying attention, and Mr. Sutton knew that. So, And that was really nice to watch of him, to like actually help a student out. Like, you could
Plus,
tell he cared.
Mr. Son always helps out kids that aren't like having a good day either. He can tell.
Yeah.
He can tell when someone's a little off or down, and he'll generally
Yeah,
go
that
to them
honestly,
and
that happened with me. Like, there was just one day after
he
lunch,
makes
I was
sure
just
his students
down
are
as
alright.
hell. Like, my head was on the desk. Like, I was not in for it. And it was like,
And
hey,
like
Zane, you
while
good?
not in the middle of class or anything, he'll like after the end of class, after everyone has a worksheet, he'll go to you privately and just check in with you, make sure everything's alright.
Yeah. And
I
honestly, I don't
know. I just miss him as a
Yeah.
teacher.
I don't want to be dark about this. I don't want to take this to like a sad place, but I don't know if that's like just because he's a good teacher or just because he's new. Like, and that was one thing
No,
at freshman year that we were
you-
all questioning,
it's a-
because it was like, is he a fun teacher because he's fun, or is he a fun teacher because he hasn't felt the bitter pain of being an actual teacher yet? Like, but I think now I think
No, he's a fun teacher. It's
Yeah,
down
yeah,
to
yeah.
he's a fun teacher and he loves his job.
yeah, I'm pretty
He
sure
loves
that's
actually
the case.
teaching kids who care enough in the class.
Yeah. It's a pretty stark contrast between him and other teachers. Like, okay, what we don't know what teachers say behind our backs. Like, we all know that, but we all know what they're saying behind their backs. We're basically comparing them, because we know what our favorite teacher is and what our least favorite teachers are, and we know what we
Because
want from a teacher. Like, and we're always talking about it, because we're like, oh, dude, did you hear what blah 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 said about the class today, or I can't believe blah 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 just gave me this math packet. Can you guys help me out? I can't believe she's such a B word for giving me this big ass packet, and I've got like football season's coming up or some shit. I don't know. But we're always talking about teachers behind their backs, and the brunt of it is we're just comparing how good they are to each other.
Well, teachers also talk behind our backs.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we know that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Honestly,
know they do.
At some point, I did actually hear a teacher talking about a student at one point, and I can't even remember the context. I don't remember the teacher. I just remember thinking, wow, we're just like them. Shit. It's like, God, we suck.
Because I know they do, but I mean, it's alright.
I mean, it's cool. They're over there doing their thing. We're over here doing our thing. We kind of just talk behind each other's backs and just live our own little worlds. I mean, like, and eventually it doesn't even matter, because like, I think the whole thing behind talking behind teachers' backs is okay, as bad as that might sound, because after like 4 years, we graduate and we never see them again, or we come back like a couple of years later, like lads.
Unless you're one of those students that thought the teacher.
Yeah.
Like Coach Everly.
Let's talk
No
about
offense
that.
to him.
I'm just kidding.
No offense to Coach Everly, but he left his
Ooh.
wife for a student and had a kid
Really?
with that daughter. Yeah. I think I can't tell if he had the daughter with his wife or the student. But I know he left his wife for a student.
That actually, I honestly,
Pray to dear God he doesn't hear this, but man,
Oh,
you
pray to
left
God.
your wife for...
don't worry. I'm pretty
You
sure the
left your wife
4
for a
viewers
senior.
watching this are not fucking Coach, whatever his name is. And honestly, as much as I asked around, I never got information on that. Everybody was
I
fucking
had him that year.
zip-lipped.
I had him that year.
That is fucking crazy.
My
I don't
freshman
even remember
year
what
was
he
the
looks
year
like.
He left at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Oh, I
everybody
remember
was
him
talking
clearly.
about it, but I could never get details. I was just like, a coach blanked a student? I'm gonna put blank in there, because...
I don't even know who
Chat.
it was, but he
Yeah, it was never discussed. Like, it was like, are we not gonna talk about this? Like, it happened in our school.
like I remember. But all I know is he left his wife for a student, and he had a kid. Whether that kid was with his wife or that senior, I don't know. No, I think it was with his wife.
I would hope so, dude. I would hope so.
No, that makes it worse.
Oh,
means the wife-
yeah, that does make
The
it worse,
kid,
doesn't
the
it?
kid, the kid has a dad whose stepmom is a high schooler or college freshman.
Yeah, that's... Honestly, at that point, I would just hope the
Hope
kid
so.
ends up getting custody with the mother, and he just doesn't
It
have to
has
do with
to,
that
it
other
has
part
to.
of his life. Like, dude, if your dad...
It's-
I mean...
Because I remember he'd bring in his daughter during class, but if he got with that senior that year, that means the daughter was with the other student. other person.
I mean, if that was my dad, I would be like, "Yo, Dad, you're a player." But anybody else is like, "What the fuck?"
Jesus.
I mean, what a Chad, dude. Getting with it. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, you
It's like,
probably should.
just cut it out. Just cut it out.
But it's like, jeez, he really left his life first. And you're like,
Also,
come on,
I'd just
you
like
had a
to
kid.
verify this. As lazy as I am, it's quite possible that none of this is actually gonna get cut out. Like, all of this is just staying in the podcast.
So you're saying retard and me saying retard's gonna stay in there?
At least I didn't say anything else. At most,
didn't
I'll
say
put
anything
bleep
derogatory.
noises over like the actual curse words, or cut out
No,
parts
just do it
that.
over the just if anything, use it over that R word that people are getting sensitive over.
Racist
No,
or hard R.
that no. When I said
I'm just kidding. Oh.
now that's a
Whoops! Drop the hard R. Bleep noise, like. No, though I wouldn't say that in the podcast.
you should have said you wanted to say it in general. Now you have to cut that whole bit out.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just the
That R.
generalization of it. Honestly, we're peaking at like around 47 minutes on this. And if I do actually
we
end
could go
up,
for much longer.
If
Because
we
we could go for a lot longer, you know. That,
yeah, because
but
the thing is, if I
once you
do
get
end up
cut it-
editing this, then it means I'm gonna have to sit through more and more footage. But I'm okay with that, honestly,
Yeah.
because this is all right. Should we like start talking about a specific topic, or like, because I've never done a podcast. Quite honestly, I don't even listen to podcasts. I don't know if that's
I had to do
apocryphal.
one. I listened to a bunch, but I've had to do one for English. I know that much.
Like you've had to make a podcast.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, we did that too, actually. Yeah. Like, and Miss
Yeah,
Silvis,
except mine
right?
was about suicide. Yeah,
Oh,
I had to talk about suicide.
nice. Oh shit.
You know, not gonna lie, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still. I don't know if I ever took it off of YouTube or not.
Oh. Actually, mine's still on there. Mine was pretty cool in that I edited like pictures and crap into the
I don't know.
into the video.
Yeah, I didn't do. Hold on. Oh, I dropped my headphones.
Uh-oh.
No, we were on a call while we were editing it together. I remember that.
Yeah. Cuz
Yeah, I remember I called you and I was like, "Hey, you're doing that podcast, right?"
yeah, cuz I was doing it for Miss Silvis, right? And I was like, ours was over like books, right? That we read.
Yeah, mine was.
I mean, like, you could either do, like, a skit or something, like, over one of the books, or, like, you could, like...
Yeah, and I chose suicide for some reason.
Yeah.
No, I didn't choose suicide. My group chose it. I didn't say anything. I had to edit the whole video, though, and dear God, I listened to that for 5 hours.
Oh, God. Yeah, I ended up editing our group's video. I don't want to say I did all the work, but the brunt of it was on me, because we did the recording on my phone. One of the girls, like, didn't, like, really talk about her book enough, so she went home and recorded her, like, talking about the book. But I can't tell if her phone was, like, on a blanket or she was just covering up her damn mic. But it was so fucking muffled. So, like...
No, that's how it was with me. I had to do everything for my group. Like, it was on my phone.
Yeah.
I had to get all the sources for statistics to talk about. I literally wrote scripts for everyone, and then I had to edit. And I'm the reason
That's even more than me,
got an
like-
A for that project.
Yeah, like, that's a lot.
Like, I had to write scripts for everyone because, like,
People just
the
don't know what
people
to
I had
say.
in my group
like-
were just a bunch of introverts and didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Or, no, one of them never showed up for 4 weeks. So he was never included.
Huh. And what class was this for?
So, Miss Silvis,
Okay,
in
alright.
class.
I don't know. Maybe this was a different thing, like, because ours was just
No,
about books.
it was the
We
same
never-
class. It was just different periods.
Okay, okay.
You gotta choose what we wanted to talk about for the podcast.
No, because
Like,
ours
you
was
gotta
just
choose what
about
you want.
talking about
Yeah.
our books that we read. I think this was this year, right?
Oh, mine was last year.
No, mine was last year too. But ours was about books
Okay.
that we read. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Miss Silva's gave us gave my class the option to do whatever they want, and for some reason, my group was like, "Hey, let's do suicides," but then none of them did
Talk
any
about
research or
suicide.
spoke on it
Yeah, like
until I had to write a script.
that's one of the worst things to do, like to choose a really touchy topic and then to be like too stingy yourself to actually want to talk about the topic. Like, yeah, that's a really
Yeah,
interesting
so,
topic
like-
that I would like to hear about, but I wouldn't want to talk about it myself. Like, it's a double standard kind of thing. Not
So
even
the
in a
script
bad
I
way.
had to write was really like one-sided. No, it was really like safe because I
How does
didn't want to say
suicide
anything.
get one-sided? Like, on life? It's
Because
like,
the
I
person's
choose life. Pro-life.
It's it's one-sided because who's the one hanging?
There's one side of
Doesn't
the
work.
building where there's floor, and there's
Right.
one side of the building where there's not. And if you walk on the other side of the floor where there's not floor, you fall for a while.
See, on one side of the room, there's brain on the wall and roof. On the other side,
Oh! Oh!
it's clean. See, Kurt Cobain, for example.
I'm gonna have to cut out so much of this fucking
See,
podcast.
Kurt Cobain, for example. You see him
No,
over
no,
there,
no, no,
right?
no, no.
He chilling in his room. Next thing you know,
we got a standard. We got a line that we gotta avoid crossing. I think we've already crossed it a couple of times.
we've crossed it a while ago.
Yeah, we've passed it. Honestly, though, I think people would most likely to like listen to us talking while we've passed that line. Like, because for a lot of
Yeah,
people, that is the most interesting stuff. Like when you remove your barriers and you just talk whoever you feel like. Because honestly, me cursing right now, this is very little compared to how much I normally curse, if we're being honest. But like, I don't want to because it sounds bad. But that's who I am. I just curse a lot. It's not because I'm a bad person. It's just because that's how I speak. That's my language. That's my characteristic. So,
Your native language.
fuck. Just like, yeah, but
Goddamn motherfucker. Goddamn shit.
I think when we get more real about what we actually want to talk about rather than what we're actually talking about is when the
Well, still, it's only
interesting
the first
conversations
episode,
start.
right?
Yeah,
It's only
first
the first
episode,
episode. We can go deeper.
We can get better at it, yeah.
That's what he said.
Is it what she said or is it what he said? I mean, I heard that. You
I
kinda-
think it's he. I think it'd be a he.
We can
I
go
don't.
deeper. Yeah, I guess it would be a he. Yep. Because the guy is.
I mean,
well,
I guess it's a she-male, maybe, if that works.
imagine anybody w's actually had sex listens to this and they're just like, shut the fuck up. Just dumb fuck. It's like, these fucking virgins. Just like, yeah.
Shit.
Man. Well,
Oh,
we're 53 minutes
Well.
in.
how long do you want to edit the video?
I think we're gonna stop now.
Okay.
I'm tired. Honestly, I just need to get some sleep too. And this is the first night I'm not at the storage unit. That like, because
So
every
when are
night
you gonna get
before
back to
this.
your mom's? When are
Oh,
you going back to your mom's?
okay, it's an interesting situation because okay, during Ramadan,
Ramadan. You stay
Ramadan,
with your dad.
yeah, like the whole thing counts as like a
I'm
religious
sorry I don't
holiday.
slur it.
It's fine. It's cool. Ramadan, Khara. Speak Arabic correctly, Habibi. Ramadan. It involves a lot of rolling your R's.
No, everyone's gonna think I'm a racist.
And the point is, the custody requires that we stay with our dad during the whole month of Ramadan and half of the summer. But if
what about
Ramadan,
the government custody?
I don't even know what that is. I don't know. The point
Like
is,
government custody's like you only get him like for the weekends. Your mom gets you during the weekdays.
no, it's pretty like 50-50. My dad was really fighting for custody, but my mom's like friend came in. We're not gonna get about this right now. Anyway, the point
Well,
is,
I was gonna say women has a better chance for getting custody.
yeah,
because God
she
knows
was an
why.
alcoholic at the time. She's good now.
I don't know
though.
why. I don't know. Women are favored in courts usually.
Yeah,
Custody.
majority of the time, but the thing is, my dad's a hardcore Arab, and he'll fight for what he wants. So, and my
Like that,
mom
as you
was
will.
legit. He was like forcing his lawyer to write papers that were literally illegal to get custody. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's a complex story. I don't want to get into it, but the point is,
Respect.
Yeah, honestly, I probably got the best kind of custody you can have, comparatively, because I don't like either of my parents, and I got them 50-50, so it's about as good as it
I don't
gets.
even know how it is with mine right now. I don't even know like how it's split with mine because it's weird because my dad used to live in Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee,
Yeah,
so like
those are the
it's
weirdest custody relationships where, like, the parent doesn't live in the same state or, like, the same
so like
town.
I couldn't exactly do custody because I didn't go to him every single time, so it was like on and off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd go there for like a week during school. Sometimes I wouldn't for holidays.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, it
was
gets
it was just
awkward, too.
weird.
Is it good? Is it better now, or?
Yeah, he lives in Smyrna now. He's closer because he wanted. The reason he moved so much was because of jobs.
I got you. Yeah.
So, but now he's more stable at and he found a job here, so he's just kind of chilling out here now.
Yeah, that makes more sense now. Because, like, a lot of the time you're like, hey, bud, sorry, I can't get on right now. I'm at my dad's, or, like, I'm not near my computer or something. And I was like,
Yeah, because like because
bruh,
of the
just get
divorce,
on
for
your
a lot
damn
of the early
computer.
years, I wasn't able to actually see him too much because of
Yeah.
that. Because divorce, so like I'd go like a couple years without seeing him or something.
Damn.
So like now I actually
Now you
go
get to
see
see him.
him.
Yeah.
Plus he's because he could plus he lives alone, so it's like
It's
keep
like,
him company and stuff
yeah.
compared to like the six people living in here.
Really? Damn.
Like
Yeah, like, my dad
yeah,
gets
you got
lonely in,
my
like, the
brother.
3 days that we're not at his house. He's like, why don't you guys call me more? I'm like, Dad, legit, we just saw you yesterday. It's like, well, you should still fucking call me. It's like, yeah, I can't imagine. But,
That's a
yeah.
lot. Like I just go over there to keep him company because I know he can get a bit lonely at times, and you can tell by how many times he'll start calling me or my
Yeah.
brother.
At least he calls you guys. Like, my dad, okay, he'll do this thing where he plays dead. Quite literally, he'll be like, why didn't you call? I
He
could
just
have
goes
been dead.
AWOL.
Yeah.
See, what if I was dead?
What if I was dead? Like, he'll say that too. Like, we won't call him for like 2 days or something, or we'll forget to call him, and we'll come back on his custody day,
Forget to call.
and it'll be like, just don't even fucking come. You didn't call me. And I'm like, okay. You can call
But
us
do you actually
today.
go or not?
Wait a minute. We always get it settled. We always end up going back to his house. He's just angry for a while. I don't know. Both my parents have like anger issues, so
Yeah, I can.
yeah.
I can relate with that.
Yep. I heard your mom yelling about that bull the other day. Did you ever give
I'm
it
not
back?
gonna get. I'm not gonna go too much into personal issues of childhood. 'Cause
Yeah,
that'll
that's
get
more of like an
touchy.
episode 5.
Yeah, that's a little deeper on, so we aren't gonna go into
Yeah.
that right now.
And we're like at the end of our podcast too. It's already like 58 minutes. I've got enough to
Yeah.
bleep out and cut out and stuff, but anyway, it's been nice talking to you. I'm glad we talked.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad to have you here. So, and I'm glad that you came, the viewers.
Maybe we can get Judah on or something next time.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking that, but he can't really talk at midnight. Like, his
Oh,
parents
'cause
cut
of
him
his-
off at, yeah, past 9, because like his siblings are sleeping. So anyway,
Man, right? You must be bored.
yeah, we might just do one during the day and then just like post it at midnight or something. I don't know.
Oh, we always can. Never hurts to.
No. Well, anyway, man, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, alright?
All right.
And we are off.